Are you looking for the best MP3 players? In this video, we will look at some of the 5 best MP3 players on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Hiby R4. Hiby in the past year has managed to exceed all my expectations. As an owner of the R6 Mark II, I was impressed, and having just reviewed their new models, I can categorically say they are now the class leaders for DAP surround and under $500. The Hiby R4 is just so unmatched at its price. With an RRP of $249, I expected some shortcuts, but try as I might, it's a device that will suit the vast majority of audiophiles looking for a high-powered digital music player to power high-end headphones and IEMs. Powered by a Snapdragon 665 with an Android 12 operating system, it feels responsive and lag-free, yet despite that I didn't feel the battery life took much of a hit. I got 10.5 hours in my testing with the 3.5mm output and 8.5 hours with the balanced 4.4mm connector in action. Please note though that results will vary on the amp used. There are dual ESS Sabre DACs working away inside, and it's able to decode DSD-256 native and MQA16X unfolded. It's powerful, and so is the amp section, which offers both Class A and Class AB, so it can drive headphones or IEMs to full capability. I think the thing I like most about this is it doesn't feel like an entry or mid-level DAP in the slightest. The build with its big screen, clicky buttons, and metal body all feels extremely premium, and it doesn't look out of place next to my more expensive DAPs. Number 2. Fiio M17. Although I use the iBasso DX320 daily as my MP3 player of choice, if I were to switch to another, it would be the Fiio M17. For me, the sound quality is so good on both. Everything else comes down to personal preference. I have always been an iBasso user, so I stick with them. In a practical sense, both are elite and, in my opinion, the 2 best DAPs you can buy in 2025. What impresses me most about the M17 is how Fiio managed to cram so much desktop componentry into such a small package. The ES9038 Pro DAC is found on full-size desktops and hi-fi components, but the house, in collab with THX, amp also packs a punch. Codec support is all there, including MQA8 and DSD-512, which we like to see as many audiophiles will integrate this player into their full hi-fi system. Now, the issue here is this a DAP? Well, yes, of course, but if I had one, I would see myself using it more as a transportable solution, taking advantage of its power system. While the componentry is good, it's not as portable as the DX320. The battery life is bad, especially when used in balanced setups. I found 6 hours was more realistic in my testing, so you must ensure you have the patience to charge it, as it takes over 4 hours from dead to full. The Fiio M17 is an exercise in lunacy, a way to see how far we can push the hobby, and Fiio has certainly pushed this one. As for every bit, it's crazy, but it's equally brilliant. Number 3. SHANLING M6 Ultra. SHANLING has been working away on refining the M6 line for years now. It's the company's mid-range MP3 player, and it just keeps getting better and better. The original was so good it was my go-to DAP, and just recently, I replaced my iBasso DX240 with the Ultra and have been loving the performance in the small and familiar package. Quad DACs and dual amps drive this bad boy's sound portion, while the hardware is driven by the outstanding Snapdragon 665, which is even a step up from the more expensive HD music players on this list. That means it's one of the most stable and smooth user experiences I have had on one of these devices. Sound quality is second to none when paired up with capable headphones. It produces a vibrant, detailed, and true-to-source material sound. Codec support will help as this has 16x MQA and DSD-512 baked in. Battery life is also really good if using a 3.5mm jack. I got 13 hours of playback and 10 when using balanced, which, when you consider the size and power ratio, is very good. Number 4. Fiio M11S High-Res MP3 Music Player. The Fiio M11S is a beast of a digital audio player, DAP, for its price and gives many of the features of the more expensive models without cutting out the important stuff. It has one of the best battery lives on test, and that's even with the size being manageable by actually being pocketable. It uses the powerful Snapdragon 660 chipset with Android 10 that Fiio's engineers have tuned, and it's very smooth and stable. I like that they have given me multiple balanced options, as I can switch between my full-size cans and IEMs without using a dongle, and the power it produces is immense. I never felt like the power was lacking. The sound is very transparent, almost to the point of being dry, so I suggest using them with some cans that have a little warmth to them. Overall, I think the best thing I can say about the M11S is that it is a very well-polished product. It does a lot right and very little wrong, which is probably why you don't ever hear criticism of this player from its owners. Number 5. SURFANS F20. The SURFANS F20 has gained a bit of a cult following. It's a high-resolution MP3 player focusing on those who keep their music library on an SD card rather than using lossless streaming apps. It's an old-school audiophile DAP that offers much value for money and is one of the top players on our best cheap DAP list. All major lossless file formats are included, and there is also Bluetooth output should you wish to use it. Sound quality and the low price more than make up for the lack of a touchscreen and apps. It's a spacious-sounding DAP with lots of power and a dark black background. Finally, the last thing I love about the SURFANS F20 is the tank-like build quality and tactile, clicky buttons and scroll wheel. It gave me that throwback to a simpler time when I wasn't tapping on screens and could use my DAP for what it was meant for. Listening to music.